Ladies and gentlemen, the following is another exciting episode of 15 Minutes of Fandom, brought to you by the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society. I'm your host, that ocean crossing, straight up Boston, flight catching, shot glass snatching, always on the go, catch him if you can. Said his name in Guyana, now they love him in Japan. The worldwide star boy, Remy Blue. And man, it feels so weird, man. Normally I normally do it's me, it's Rob, then me, then Kathy. But hey, it is the first time for everything. For those of you wondering where the heck are Rob, Bass, and Kathy Knight? Well, Kathy of course, has to work, so she couldn't really be here right now. And Rob, he actually had some personal matters, so they will be back on our next episode. But hey, it's just me right now. I'm not that bad looking of a guy, so just bear with me. But enough about me. Our special guest tonight is another fellow wrestling fan of ours. Yes, for those of you that are, but before I go any further, for those of you that are actually new to this, that are not familiar with this is our segment where we interview our fellow wrestling fans that share the love for professional wrestling like we do here at Ringside Society. And our special guest tonight, everybody, welcome to the show. Currently in Louisiana right now, and oh man, I can't wait to go to Louisiana one of these days. Everybody, welcome to the show, Boomerang. Boomerang, how you doing tonight, sir?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm good, man. How you doing?
Man, I'm just here chilling right now. I just got off of a 12-hour shift, man. I'm just trying to get myself, in the game because I know we got the Raws
Right.
tonight.
Right.
And the fans are back and everybody's excited. Last night's pay-per-view was top notch. I enjoyed it.
Last night pay-per-view was amazing, bro. It was amazing. Like I guess the fans really made a difference. Really made a difference.
I think I'm convinced Vince McMahon is trying hard to get that cookout played. I'm convinced because the stuff he's doing right now, Vince, I'm watching you, a sly dude. He's like, God damn it, that food smells so good. Put Biggie as the Money in the Bank winner. I want my plate, damn it. And he did his little fancy walk to
Yeah.
I'm watching you, Vince. Vince, you're a sly dude. You think you slick. All right. But yeah, man, I enjoyed that pay-per-view, man. I was happy, man. I was like, people complain about some parts, but I was like, man, it is what it is,
Man, even the part where almost a superhero won was fucking hell. I mean, can I kiss? I'm sorry. Well, it was fucking hilarious. Like the fact that everybody was like going at it, like whooping each other ass, and she just went out there and just got the briefcase was fucking hilarious. I don't care what nobody say. That was hilarious to me.
Yeah, that was I was surprised at that because I was like, what? She just came up there like I was like, hey, y'all can call she may be almost a superhero, but she's Miss Money in the Bank now, man. But like I said, in all honesty, I didn't mind. I don't mind because I mean, I'm glad she's not gonna be because I know she had the tag team titles with Alexa Bliss, but I'm glad that now she's elevated herself to being a world title contender. And I mean, I always knew she had it in her. I mean, people forget that before superhero Nikki, there was crazy ass Nikki. Who I didn't want no smoke with.
Man, bro, I hate they got rid of that character for her, but I feel like Vince McMahon didn't know what to do with it. He didn't know what to do with it. So he felt like the better thing was to change it, which I don't agree with it, but hey, I mean, at least she getting her moment to shine now.
He could have left that character alone, man. He didn't need to change her and make her a superhero or whatnot. He could have left that character alone and let it just grow on fans and see how it is.
Right.
And that's something that Vince. So I always say the one thing with Vince is that Vince. Don't get me wrong, the man is a genius. He took something that people didn't see going far and made it something popular worldwide. But
Yeah.
the thing that he lacks is patience. And that's something I've noticed he does with a lot of people. I've seen it with EC3. I've seen it with Eric Young. I've seen it with who else was that go? Miro. I mean Miro. Look at Miro right now in AEW.
Right. Right.
And Cody Rhodes. And these are people I looked at myself and I was like, these men should be, pushed. And the thing that annoys me is he lets them go. He's like, okay, you know what? I have nothing for you. You're released. You're out. And then when he sees them getting popular in the other promotions, he's like, oh my gosh, I made a mistake. Let me go ahead and bring them back. I'm like, bro, this could have been you all along if you had just taken your time.
Yeah, Vince McMahon, he's always been one of those I want results right now kind of guys. If he could get a reaction out the crowd that he wants or he feel like it will make him money, that's what he's gonna push. He's not, like you said, he's not patient. He's not in the business of seeing something that is gold. Like we see, it's gold right there in our face. And if you get that, just like a diamond, if you get it, take time to mold the diamond. But
Yeah.
if it give him that money right then and there, he not feeling it.
Yeah. What's up, Miriam? How you doing? Thanks for joining the show. Alicia, how you doing? Miss Jen, thank you for joining as well. For those of y'all that are wondering, those are Alicia and Miss Jen are two mods on Twitch. So yeah, but so I just gotta ask. I'm gonna take a time traveling trip back in the past. I gotta ask you, man. What was the event or the show that made you become a fan of professional wrestling? Man, how did it start?
All right, so I was always watching it. Like it would be on. I wouldn't pay attention to it really when I was younger. My uncle was a wrestling fan, so it was just like me and him didn't necessarily click really. And like I started paying attention to it because it was one of the moments that like we would actually be into it. And I want to say like my first pay-per-view that I remember seeing because my cousin was like big wrestling fans. The first pay-per-view I ever saw was WrestleMania 15. WrestleMania,
Right.
that was Stone Cold and Rock. They was their first time going in. And when I saw that pay-per-view, I was just like, bro. Like I just sat there and looked at it. I was just like, bro, like this can't be it. And ever since that moment, I paid more and more attention to it. Like I was following the storylines, the characters. Like I knew who the characters were, but I was just looking at the matches. I wasn't paying attention to the storylines and none of that. I was just looking like, okay, they're wrestling. I wasn't into it. But that pay-per-view, just seeing like how they did it, even like from the beginning of it, like just the whole like the video before the pay-per-view, before the WrestleMania, just looking at that, I was just like, man, I'm like, this storyline was going on all this time, so this is what was really happening, and I wasn't paying attention, and that moment right there, I just took off with it. I became a fan ever since.
Yeah. Wow, that's awesome. So, did you ever get to go to any like WWE events in Louisiana or any like NWA? I know y'all. Hey, y'all, Louisiana, y'all think y'all slick. Y'all act like, yeah, we got a little something. I've been seeing some things in Louisiana. I know y'all got a pretty decent base up there. So, have you ever got to see any shows like WWE or NWA or
Uh,
Impact or any of the shows over there?
Man, no, not actually. Me and my wife actually said not too long ago that we was gonna start going to some of these local promotional matches because we was like, man, these look like some pretty good matches that be going on. But the only event I finally made it to WrestleMania. My wife got tickets. We came
Yeah,
WrestleMania in New Orleans with Taker and Cena and all that, and I
yeah,
loved it. Like, where we were sitting there, you could feel the flames, like the heat from the fire from when
yeah.
Undertaker came out. So yeah, I was freaked out. Like I always said, I want to see the Undertaker entrance in person, and I finally saw it, and I loved every moment of it.
Man, I've been a wrestling fan for 30 years, and I'm very grateful that my first WrestleMania, the only WrestleMania that I went to, I got to see him live, and it was against Triple H. And I was like, wow, like I grew up watching this man from like a little kid. Now I'm a grown man, and I'm watching this man. I'm watching this man do his thing. And I'm very fortunate that I got to see it before he retired, because he's retired now and everything. But I look back at, it was WrestleMania 28 actually, to be exact. That was in Miami, and I'm like, I'm very fortunate to see this man wrestle. Like this is something that not a lot of people can say. They've gotten to see Undertaker wrestle, and that WrestleMania too. That's the crazy thing. But yeah,
Man,
um,
I just hate. I really wish, like, I kept telling my wife, I was just like, man, if he come back, he gonna come back as the American Badass. I want him to come back as the American Badass. So
yeah,
bad. Like, that was like my favorite Taker, because like you could see that they allowed him to be himself. Don't get me wrong. I know he loved the Dead Man character, but you could tell with that American Badass Undertaker, they was allowing him to be who he would. They was allowing him to be Mark. You
oh
know?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. If you're looking for shows, there's actually one coming up on, I think, the 24th, which is a Saturday. It's by Elevate Pro. It's an indie promotion. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry Kathy ain't here, man, because Kathy would have been the right. Kathy's from Louisiana. She's our fellow Cajun,
Okay.
and she would have been the right person to come and talk to you and say, hey, but I say, hey, this is what's going on in this area and whatnot. But I don't know how far you guys are from Charme. I think it's Charme or Charme. I don't know how you say it. I think it's, yeah,
Like,
Charme.
we're not too far away from Charlotte. What, maybe like 25 minutes, something like that.
Yeah, there's a show going on. It's for Elevate Pro, and we just had their promotion. They're one of the promotion owners on here, and they have a show coming up the 24th, and it looks really good. Kathy's actually going to be at that card. So if y'all are looking for, like, promotion to go to, I know that they're not cutting me any check or anything. I like to let fans know. We like to let fans know what's in their area, so that if they're bored on like a Saturday night or they're looking for some wrestling to watch, like, hey, check this out. This is what's going on and so on. But yeah, Elevate Pro has a show in Charlemagne on the 28th. I mean the 24th, and it looks like it's going to be a really good card.
Man, hey, if you could get that information to me, we would definitely check it out. Because like I said, we just was talking about that we need to go to some local promotion. So yeah, like, hey, I'm for it.
Yeah. And then there's others. There's Wildcat, which is run by Luke Hawks. He's actually been on MTV as a wrestler, and he's been in a couple of movies. Just like as an extra slash, just like pretty much as an extra.
Yeah.
And then there's I think Pro Wrestling 225. See, I got a couple of promotions there y'all could check out. But like I said, just follow us, which you already do, and we'll just you'll definitely see us posting it, because we once we get promotion owners on our show, we actually start promoting their companies. That way, and like I said, we're more than a podcast. We like to let people know what's in their area and so on. But yeah. So in terms of the wrestling scene in Louisiana, like, how is the fandom over there? Is it like everybody's like, yo, did you see what happened on that show last night? Is it like, because I know I could tell you in New York, it's crazy. In
Man,
New York, I've seen a lot of people with Bullet Club shirts, and I'm like, hey, too sweet, man. And
man, let me tell you, it's Louisiana is not like that. Like, it's people, they'll be like, man, you watch wrestling? Like, I wear AJ Styles shirt, so they're like, man, you still watch wrestling, man? I'm just like, yeah, bro, man, this stuff fake. And I just be like, okay, I want to see your ass run your head through a motherfucking through a motherfucking door or some shit. So, let me see how fake it is. There, I'm like, yeah, you gotta understand. I said it's entertainment. I said, just like they're athletic enough to do it, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not jumping off nothing. I'm not. I'm not putting my body through that. But the fact that they can put their body through this, yes, I know the storylines aren't realistic, but it's just the fact of what they're doing. Like, you have to be a true athlete to put your body through this so many days out of a year.
Yeah, man. It's people say that, and I'm like, man, if y'all think it's fake, you go do it. You go do it. You go try and do what they do, you know, and then see. But the funny thing is, like, okay, you say this is fake. The movies you watch are fake. You just went and you saw Fast and Furious or F9.
Man,
You see a man.
like, you sound like my wife, man, I swear. Like, they'll be coming to her, they be like, "You're a wrestling fan, you know that's fake." And she was like, "I'm a whole fucking theater major. Nigga, like my fucking degree is fake. It shows y'all to be fake. Like theater isn't real. You know what I'm saying? Like, but
Yeah,
don't sit there and watch that. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. Except for these people are really taking a chance, like, on their bodies. Like, they're really
yeah,
taking a chance on their body. One wrong thing and that's it.
yeah, yeah. You're right, and that's why I tell people, I'm like, they actually get hurt in that ring. They're like, no, that thing is all soft. That ring, that's a soft thing to land. I'm like, all right, good. You go and watch. You go and watch a documentary on how wrestling rings are made. There's nothing. I've never wrestled. I've been in the ring before, and I've felt the cushioning beneath my feet, and I'm like, it's a little soft, but I mean, there's not a lot of cushioning.
Right.
I've been in shows. My first independent show, it was my friend Chris, and he was doing camera work for one of the promotions, and he he got to, like, I was able to go backstage with him, and I got there right before everything was set up, and I saw them put that ring together, and I was like, yo, Chris, like, for real, like, that's all there is? Like, there's no board, no other cushioning, just that one thing? He's like, yep. I'm like, oh, okay, wow, hey. That's why I always respect the game, man.
Yes, sir. I respect it so much that I'm not crazy enough to try it.
Yeah, I'm good on that, man. I would never, my co-host Rob, he's about to be a referee, and he told me he's had a couple of bruises and one. I'm like, yeah, brother, you go down brave with that, man. That ain't me though. I'll stick to podcasting and whatnot. I'll stick to this side of that spectrum.
Right.
So who are some of your favorites that you that you grew up that you enjoyed watching, that you grew up cheering for?
Man, of course it was Stone Cold. Like, with WWF or WWE, however you want to put it, it was Stone Cold. I was of course the Rock. As far as like people that wasn't as big, like Steve Blackman, like I love
Okay.
Steve Blackman, Ken Shamrock, WCW. I love their cruiserweight division. Like, you already know how the cruiserweight division went down, like with Eddie Pico and all there. Like, man, the WCW, like WCW. My favorite part of WCW was their cruiserweight division because Dean Malenko was the man. Like, I'm sorry, like.
Yeah.
Steve Malenko was, like, as far as technical wrestling, that dude was a beast. That dude was, and before I realized that, you remember six
Who?
with WCW.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a fan of him, like, but like with WCW, I looked at it more like, of course NWO was popular, but I looked at it like, y'all just took the wrestlers from WWF that wasn't, what I'm saying, that Vince didn't want no more, and y'all pushed them. Like, so it was just like, it was entertaining, but it was more so of like the cruiserweights that was more entertaining would be with WCW. If they would have pushed them a little more, of course, like how you saw with the documentaries, I think WCW would have stood a little longer against Vince McMahon.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Honestly speaking, man, I'm sorry they didn't survive, because if they didn't, I would have been like, I'm sorry, because if they did, I think it would have been better for the business because like WWE, they wouldn't. I mean, and this is why I'm glad I see places like AEW and Impact are still around, and MLW and Impact's trying to do their thing and whatnot. Is because people need more variety. To me, WWE they kind of got a bit more complacent because they're the only game in town. But now they're not. They're seeing that it's not no longer WWE or bust. It's like if I don't like what you're doing, I'm a turn the channel and find something else.
Right.
I'm very sorry that WCW got shut down because people lost not just people lost jobs, but fans lost something else to watch.
Yeah.
They lost that, and that's why I always tell people, especially other wrestling fans. I'm like, I say, oh, Impact should go out of business, and this should happen, or Ring of Honor makes no sense. I'm like, do y'all know that if these promotions get shut down, that's one less promotion you have to watch? You should be supporting them and wishing that they get better. That way, you'll have more choices instead of complete. Because I can tell you right now, the way I am, if I like something that WWE is doing, I'm like, okay, something, I'm gonna go see what AEW is doing, or I'm gonna go see what New Japan's doing.
Right. Yeah, I mean, how I feel about it, like if those other promotions, if they could get bigger and get that TV time, like how AEW is getting and how the WWE is getting, like, you know what I'm saying? There's more for us. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't have satellite or whatever, you're not gonna see New Japan really. You're not gonna see any of those other promotions that come on. Because I just found out recently that MLW comes on TV, and I was just like, dang, I didn't know we had this. And I was sitting there all weekend looking at MLW wrestling.
Yeah, MLW is another good one too. But and like I said, I'm glad they're all thriving and they're making their way to the public and whatnot, because that's what we need. We need variety, man. I mean, just WWE just ain't it. And I'll tell people straight up. I'm like, look, if you're only watching WWE, you're not a wrestling fan. Like, I don't care how it sounds. I'm like, you can't say you're a wrestling fan and you only watch WWE. It's that's like you're barely scratching the tip of you're barely scratching, like it's pretty much like you're barely scratching the surface.
Right.
But yeah. But so you've been to so you say you watched WCW. Have you ever gotten to see a WCW show live, or you just got to see it on TV?
Just only on TV.
Oh man.
Never got the chance, man. Of course, being a little kid, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, I was pushed the issue anyway, watching it. So, you know what I'm saying? The likelihood of me going to a show at that age was like slim to none. At that age, you had to beg for a pay-per-view.
Yeah. So, in terms of so now these days we have AEW. They're the quote unquote competition for WWE. What's your take on them? What's your opinion of them?
I like AEW. There's nothing that they have done like that I really don't like. Like, I really like AEW. Like, I like the fact that it's competition, and you can tell with the WWE's content that AEW is putting a spark on their ass. You can definitely tell with the storylines and what the WWE is doing that they're intimidated by AEW. They may not, of course, they're gonna make it seem like, yeah, we're the top dog, but yeah, you can definitely tell what Vince is trying to do with pushing like the storylines and stuff, that they're intimidated. I love it. I love it. I love the competition.
Yeah, that's AEW is definitely doing a pretty good job. They may have WWE intimidated, they may not.
I really feel like they do. I really feel. Of course, if you've been a top dog for so long, and you see somebody else coming along, and it's just like you don't think it's gonna work, and then you look around and it's still pushing, and your people are starting to go shift towards a. I think that's gonna give a little intimidation. Of course, Vince ain't gonna go nowhere. He's been a top dog too long, but
Yeah.
he's gonna want to keep that strong fan base. So he's gonna pretty much try to improve what he's already been doing to try to outbeat them.
Yeah. All Vince has to do is just listen to your fan base, man. I mean, it's simple. I mean, I understand, they're a public company, but at the same time, I mean, and you got investors, but the investors aren't the ones that give you most of your income. It's the fans.
Right.
Because if the fans say, something, forget you, we're not going to go to WrestleMania this year, you know, you're gonna that's money lost right there. So you gotta listen to your fans, man. I mean, if the fans are, saying, hey, push this person. If the majority of them are saying that, hey, push Cesaro, or push this other person, give them a shot. See
Right.
how they're reacting. If they're booing somebody that you think should be a face, maybe there's something you're missing. It wouldn't hurt.
Right. Because I'm not gonna lie, them turning Roman Reigns heel is the best shit to happen to his career.
Yeah.
It's best thing to happen to his career, because you always knew the talent was there, but something was missing. And this change right here was the best thing for him.
By the way, you might want to watch out for Naomi, because she just got transferred to SmackDown.
Oh shit.
I kid you not. I kid you not. The sister just got dropped. She just got transferred to SmackDown.
Man.
And I already know that Naomi and Bianca is gonna happen too.
Oh yeah.
Naomi and Bianca.
Most definitely, man, bro. First off, if that happens, that will probably that match is gonna break so many records. Like, people will tune in. Probably people that ain't watched wrestling in years will tune in just for that match, because everybody knows who Naomi is, and Bianca Belair is blowing up. She I know for a fact she has brought females that I know ain't watched wrestling in years, that are not even interested in wrestling. Now they're looking at wrestling again. That's crazy. Those two sisters are doing some amazing things in the ring.
And I already know how Naomi could actually go about it. Naomi could easily say, "Hey, I helped you out of the Royal Rumble," because I remember there was a part where both of them were scrambling, so they were fighting each other.
Yeah.
And they figured out that if they work together, they can get back into the match. And that happened, but Bianca was the one that ended up winning the whole thing. Naomi could be like, "Hey, I helped you out. Where'd it get me? Nowhere." You know what I'm saying? And she can always go with that. I think it's time for Naomi heel turn, though, man. I understand she's doing the whole dance thing, but
right.
I think it's time for a heel turn, man.
Yeah. I'm more
like a talented woman.
Give me. I'm tired of being loyal. I deserve me. Yeah.
And then Sasha Banks is over there. Oh man. Woo. SmackDown season up. So I gotta ask you another thing, man. So you saw the pay-per-view last night. Big E has Money in the Bank. What you think about that?
I'm not gonna lie. It was Morrison or Big E. That's who I was rooting for. Because I know Morrison is amazing. He could wrestle. He could sell a match. He is so he doesn't get the push that I think he deserves at all. Because I know what he could do in the ring. But I kind of saw either him or Big E. I was excited that Big E won, because I'm just yes, this is giving him that title, that big title push that we want. We see him as the Intercontinental Champion. He did great. But now we want to see, can he carry the company? Can he be the face of the company? So yeah, I'm ready for it. I want to see what he can do. And since he won the Money in the Bank, that's really gonna show us what he can do as far as talking, more like this. He's gonna have more of that mic time, more of that camera time. So this is really gonna be his opportunity to be like, okay, can you be the champion?
I think he's gonna be all right. I think he's gonna be all right. And one thing I remember, because I questioned, is how would he be as a world champion? But I had to remember that before the main roster, before New Day, he was in NXT. And he was the NXT champion there, and the crowd was behind him when he was doing the whole 5 count gimmick, and the crowd was heavily behind him. And so I was like, I think he's gonna be all right. He's turned it up. He's turned it up since then in terms of like the charisma and everything. I think the brother's gonna be all right. He's gonna show up. The one who I really wish would get a chance, and it would not surprise me if he turned heel, is Xavier Woods.
I think with him, the reason why they not giving him a push like that is because, like, he got so much other stuff going on, like, the up, down stuff. Now, don't get me wrong. I will be for that. I will be for that Xavier Wood push, or for him to turn just like, you know what, I don't need y'all anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because the New Day basically, like, the New Day was like one of those things that kind of, I say, saved Xavier Woods to stay in the WWE, because I didn't see him staying if the New Day did work. I knew Kofi was still gonna be there. I knew Big E would still be there, but him, if the New Day didn't work, I just didn't see him staying there. But now it wouldn't be a bad idea for them to be like, okay, like, I don't need y'all anymore. Like, I'm tired of taking the backseat. I will get title shots. I will get the big title shots. I will get the Intercontinental title. I will get nothing but tag team titles. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would be a bad push.
Yeah. And the thing is, I know Xavier Woods because I knew about Xavier Woods. I don't know if you remember him from back in the day, but he was Consequences Creed.
Yes.
When he had the little Apollo Creed gimmick, and he had the afro and whatnot. And the boy can go. I was like, this man can go. And then I saw him in WWE. I'm like, okay, the man, he's big time now. And then I saw him in New Day. I'm like, all right, okay, I had my doubts about New Day at first, but then they proved me wrong. But I'm like, when is Xavier gonna get his time to shine? Like, when this man will go for an Intercontinental title or a US title or something, man? I mean, it's about time, man. And hopefully it comes very soon, and we get to see what he can really do, because the man, to me, like, Xavier Woods, he just has to, like, get his character up a bit more, though, because we've never really seen, and that's the thing with WWE. You got to be good on the mic too as well. Well, we've never seen that Xavier Woods promo where he's serious and he's goal driven as a singles wrestler.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
he Xavier Woods, like, I think he's improved a lot as a wrestler since he's been with the New Day. Like, you see where he was, like, as far as, like, when he started with the New Day. I think he's improved a hell of a lot as a wrestler. Don't get me wrong. Like, I think he's better now than what he was, because, yeah, he was pretty decent as a solo wrestler to me. I thought he was pretty decent, but I think he's better now. So this would be the perfect time for, if they was to push him, and especially since he has that little popularity, turn on Kofi. I mean, but I don't want to see the New Day break up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to see the New Day break up, like, completely break up.
I don't think anybody wants to see New Day break up, man. People have enjoyed that stable so much. Yeah, I don't think anybody wants to see them break up, man. Like, they just, they're just that good. And it's funny because when I saw New Day, at that point I had, like, I kind of put them in the vein of Prime Time. I was like, man, this, and then you had Prime Time, and then you had the Prime Time players, and I'm like, geez, there's another black group shucking and jiving. I mean, I love my people, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, it's like, I'm tired of seeing the same thing, man. That, like, you had Crime Time with the money, yeah. And I'm not saying that they were bad wrestlers. No, R.I.P. Shad Gaspar, by the way. We miss you, Shad. But Shad Gaspar and JTG, they were talented. I just didn't like the gimmick. I just didn't care for the gimmick. And it's funny because Harlem, they claimed they were from New York, and they did a better New York like street gimmick than Crime Time.
Right.
And then you had Darren Young and Titus O'Neil, Crime Time players. Yeah, they were all right, but they were missing something. And now you got the New Day. And when I saw New Day, I was like, another one, man. Like, these guys are gonna be shucking and jiving and whatnot. Like, what are they doing, WWE? But then all of a sudden, like, I saw what they were doing with the positivity, and then they became popular, and then they started doing the whole booty horse thing. And I'm like, all right, I was wrong about these guys.
Because I ain't gonna lie, when I first I'll never forget. Like, this was like, ooh Lord, this was like when me and my wife was like in the early age stages of our relationship. We was maybe like a year together. When they came out and we was looking at wrestling, we was just like, what the fuck? Like weeks. I was just like, every time it came out, I was just like, what the fuck is this? But then when they came out, like you said, like it eventually grew, because at first I was just like, when they came out, I was just like, man, I'm not gonna like this. Why are they doing this? I was like, why they gotta do this to black? Why the black wrestlers gotta do something stupid? You know what I'm saying? Why do we have to do something stupid to get TV time? But then the more and more they did, I'm just like, you know what?
Honestly, I don't think I can see anybody else doing what stuff that the New Day does with cereal and pancake. Hey man, somebody gonna throw a pancake? Nah, bro. Hey, I know you did not just throw a pancake at me, bro. Bro, you better. But if it's like Kofi or Biggie throwing a pancake, like, hey, yo, hey, you good, bro? You know what I'm saying? Hey,
right.
you know. Right. New Day done. This is the first group I ever see go from gospel to talking about positivity to promoting cereal and pancakes.
Right.
All they need is some ham and eggs, and we got a whole breakfast right there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. But yeah. So now that the world's reopening, man, like, what's your plans as a wrestling fan, man? Are you gonna try to go to more local shows? Are you gonna, try to catch WWE and AEW because they're back touring now?
Definitely gonna try to catch more local shows. I would love to catch an AEW show, but me and my wife, we have Dallas in mind for this WrestleMania coming up.
Okay.
Once we heard that, we had been planning that since we heard that it was gonna be in Dallas. So yeah, we definitely gonna be there. If AEW ever comes to Louisiana, I'm hopping on. They come to Louisiana, I gotta go. I have to. But I definitely want to do more local promotions, like, because that's you can see the grind. I feel like you can see the grind more, like how bad they want it more at the local promotions. They feel like they already made it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I want to see the difference in the.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like I said, if you want to start, Elevate Pro, and this is for the rest of those y'all that are in Louisiana, heck, those y'all that are in Houston, Texas, and whatnot, because our own Kathy, she actually drives from Louisiana. I forgot what part of Louisiana she's in, and she drives because Booker T got a little promotion too, reality wrestling over in Houston, and she drives from there. Yeah, she drives from there to Houston just to go see a show. So yeah, those y'all in Texas, July 24th, if you're that motivated, go over to Chalmette. Elevate Pro got something going on too as well. But yeah, man, I gotta say, Boomerang, I really and truly, it was great to finally get you on the show. I know we had some issues with scheduling and whatnot and so on. Don't go too far. Tell your wife don't go too far because we're looking to have y'all back on for our Cajun episode, where we have everybody, a bunch of people from Louisiana. Kathy's gonna be there. We got a couple people from all over Louisiana. They're gonna all be on all gonna be on the show. You know, probably talking about the next wrestling card. So y'all don't go too far, man. We're gonna be looking to have y'all back on the show real soon.
Oh yeah,
But
forward to it.
yeah. But before we shut the show down, man, you know, where can fellow fans find you on social media if they want to talk about wrestling or, you know, talk about, you know, the local promotions in Louisiana? Where you on social media?
What is my
It's Boomerang.
Boomerang.
See?
Boomerang 6.
That's something.
You know, I don't know the name of my social medias, bro. Like I just oh yeah, I am Boomerang 6. That's my Twitter.
Yeah.
My Instagram is Boomerang, all hell Boomerang 1898. Yeah, that's my Instagram. And my Twitter is what you said? I am Boomerang 6. Yeah, there you go.
Hey, it's okay, man. I do Twitter and Instagram, and that's about it. We just started Twitch, and I told, you know, my mod Alicia, I'm like, look, Alicia, this y'all thing, y'all can deal with it. I'm getting too old for all this social media stuff. You can do whatever you want with that. You know, I got too many of them.
Queen K's Wrestling News on Instagram. IG. Yeah, on IG. That's my band sisters. That's her wrestling page. She is now a person that be on it. She be on wrestling promotions, New Japan wrestling, everything. Like she be on it. Like
You said that's your baby sister?
No, my band sister. Like I call her my daughter in the band because she came.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know of her.
Yeah.
Small world.
Yeah, that's my dog right there. She be on it. So yeah, Queen K's Wrestling News. Yeah, I follow that. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna try to have. We're looking to have her on real soon. I know she does the Dastardly Duo. She's on that podcast as well too.
Oh yeah, the Dastardly Duo. Yeah. I forgot about that one too. Her and Miko. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll be looking to have them on real soon. Trust me. We just started StreamYard a couple months ago, so now that we got this StreamYard thing, because we were doing Block Talk Radio, but we were like, you know what? We got fans all over the world. You know, our first 15 minutes of Fandom person we had on this platform was somebody over in the Philippines, and we got people over in like England and so on. So yeah, we're trying to go worldwide with this thing, man. But yeah. But real talk though, I really and truly appreciate, you know, taking time out of your busy schedule, you know, to be on our show. And with that being said,
today, man. So I was just like, when you text me, I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna make it back. I'm gonna make it over there in time. You know, so yeah, gotta get ready for the school year.
Hey, life happens, man. Trust me.
Right.
But yeah, so with that being said, you know, I just want to thank everybody that tuned in tonight. Live. Thank you very much in advance. To those of you that are going to listen to us later on, thank you very much in advance. And to those of you that hate us, can't stand us, really and truly wish we just go away, well, I'm sorry you feel that way, but we're not going anywhere for a while. As Rob Bass would normally say at this point, they hate us because they ain't us. And I would say, you know, and we ain't stopping. But if y'all want to find me on social media, you can find me on Twitter at @TheRemyBlue. You can also find me on Facebook under Remy Blue. We also have our podcast on social media. It's at Ringside Society for both Twitter and Instagram. We also have a Facebook group. It's called Ringside Society as well. Definitely join it. And we also have a Teespring store where we sell merch. All proceeds from those sales go back into keeping this show afloat. So definitely go ahead and cop a shirt, a face mask, coffee mug, or something. And we're also on Twitch under Ringside Society 2019. And we're also on YouTube, which is where this episode is being streamed right now. Just type in Ringside Society in the YouTube search bar and you'll find us. If If it doesn't have that logo, that logo over there, it's not us. But definitely subscribe to our channel. We have a lot of great interviews on our YouTube channel with people like Thunder Rosa, Maddie Rankowski, Jasmine Allure, Danny Limelight, a lot of great people. So definitely, subscribe to us on YouTube as well. But until then, we're still going through a pandemic, so y'all stay safe, stay healthy, be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes. We out. Peace.